coming in from. If you're outside of the U.S., let me know what country you're representing. Throw up your flag. Smash those likes up, fam. We about to get into it. This is what we was waiting on. Diddy has been denied bail, and I'll tell you why, what the judge's criteria was for denying Diddy bail. I'll give you his reasoning. Diddy has been denied bail before facing sentencing in his federal trial, where he was found guilty on 2 counts of transportation for prostitution, but dodged the more serious charges of sex trafficking and racketeering. After the jury revealed the verdict early on Wednesday morning, Diddy's attorney, Mark Agnifilo, told the judge that he should be released on appropriate conditions as early as today. The prosecution countered the request, stating that it was posed a risk to let him walk free. Judge Subramanian, who is presiding over the case, stated that he wanted to read the letters from both sides before making his decision regarding bail. Let me tell you something, fam. The judge had no intentions of letting Diddy go before the verdict was even read. The judge already had his mind made up. If indeed he is found guilty, he is not leaving this courtroom a free man. We gonna send him straight back to the detention center. That was the deal all along. This was a farce, a dog and pony show, smoke and mirrors. They never had any attention. The judge never took this seriously. He never took the defense's argument seriously. Just like they never took his argument seriously when he was asking for bail the first time around. They never took it seriously. Diddy offered at one point $50 million. $50 million. He offered to put up a $50 million bail. And they turned it down. No, fam. No, this is too obvious. It's too obvious what they're doing. It's too obvious that this is personal. This has nothing to do with the law, legalities. This has nothing to do with right and wrong or trying to protect the public. No. This is personal. And the judge, in my opinion, is in on the whole act. Attorney Dennis Sperling already told you that the judge and the prosecutor get their checks from the same source. So they got to go in there and they got to act like they're at odds at times. One of the easiest ways to know that the judge and the prosecutor are on the same teams, they're on the same team, go to a traffic court. Go to traffic court. And you will see all day long how quickly the judge just ride with whatever the DA say. Quickly, they ride with whatever the DA say. Whatever the DA recommend. Every now and then, the judge will put on a show and make it seem like he's acting independent of the prosecution. But they're on the same team. That's why the police get such a huge benefit of doubt whenever they testify. If you ever been to traffic court, you already know if the police officer don't show up, you good, you got a chance. If he shows up, you damn near have no chance, because the judge is going to ride with the officer and believe him. And if there is a jury trial, the jury is going to ride. Usually there's no jury trial in traffic court. Usually. Sometimes you'll have somebody like me that'll crank it up. I'll be like, crank it up! I'm going all the way. I try, say, fam, I fight traffic tickets like murder cases. I got a clean driving record. I don't like nothing. I don't want nothing on my driving record. My record been clean for years, decades. I'm fighting it. I'll fight it like a murder case. You was going, say you was going 20 miles over the speed limit, 1 mile, 2 miles over 5 miles over the speed limit. No, I was not. And I have my lawyer to go and find a precedent for, for the case. Your Honor, in 1975, Jay versus Brown. I'm not accepting it. So Judge Subramanian, who is presiding over the case, stated that he wanted to read letters from both sides before making his decision regarding bail. In his letter, Diddy's legal team proposed a bail package including a $1 million bond, travel restrictions to certain areas of Florida, California, and New York or New Jersey, surrendering his passport, and drug testing. The government, meanwhile, argued that he should be detained as his charges under the Mann Act required detention, and stated that the only conceivable basis for release here is the existence of exceptional circumstances. Prosecutors wrote that even if detention was not mandatory here, which it is, the defendant cannot meet his burden to show by clear and convincing evidence that he is not likely to flee or pose a danger to any other person or the community. Let's stop right there. The defendant cannot meet the burden to show by clear and convincing evidence that he is not likely to flee or pose a danger to any other person or the community. I could say the same thing about the witnesses. All of those witnesses who were involved, who had relationships with Diddy, who saw stuff, who helped Diddy, who aided and abetted, including Cassie, are all dangers to society. Cassie is a danger to society. Anybody, if Diddy is a danger, everybody who assisted him is a danger also. That security guard at the Intercontinental Hotel is also a danger, because if he's still working in security, he's shown the propensity to be bought. He's shown the propensity that he will accept money if he sees something inappropriate on his cameras, or he sees something inappropriate, or he sees a crime being committed. If you got the right amount of money, that security guard will act like he never saw anything. He'll turn the other way. And so would his manager, who accepted $50,000, part of that money. I think he said the money was like 50 racks or something. They're a danger too. If he accepted Diddy money, imagine how much other stuff he saw. That slipped through the cracks. How many other crimes did he help cover up? They're all a danger to society. They're all a danger to the community. The prosecutors note that the guidelines based on preliminary calculations dictate that the duration of imprisonment ranges from 51 to 63 months, or roughly 4 to 5 years. In their response to the government's letter, Diddy's attorneys argued that prosecutors were overstating his sentencing exposure and noted that he was not convicted of a violent crime. They said that detention is not necessary due to his exceptional circumstances, including looking after his children, as well as his mother, Janice Combs, who is 85 years old. Damn, I didn't know she was that old, but she looks damn good to be 85. Damn good. And would like him to be her primary caretaker. Mr. Combs should be released on bail today, they wrote. It would be unjust to continue detaining Mr. Combs at the MDC even one day longer, especially since, given the sentencing guidelines for these prostitution offenses, he would otherwise be entitled to serve any additional time imposed at a lower security facility. Diddy was found guilty on 2 of the less serious charges in his federal trial, which with each carrying a 10-year maximum sentence. The hip-hop mogul was facing a maximum of life in prison if the jury found him guilty on the racketeering and sex trafficking charges. Following his detainment in September 2024, he had previously offered a $50 million bond backed by equity in his homes and the promise of security monitoring, yet was denied bail 3 times before withdrawing his bid in December. He was denied bail 3 times. He's trying to give the prosecution a record amount of money to get out of jail. A record amount of money, whereas if he defaulted on that bail, the state gets to walk away with that money. Y'all know America is bankrupt. We need the money. Why not take the money? Since everything else is about money. It's always about money and race around here. Money and race. That's for all of y'all out there saying why you gotta make it about race. Why everything gotta be about race. Woo, woo, woo. Shuggy bear. Race, race, race. It's always about race. Always. Yeah, and it's about race with you too, until you don't want it to be about race. See, I know you. I know you. It's always about race. It's always about money. Money and race in the United States. It might be time to get back in the studio, man. I'll be spitting them rhymes. I don't even be trying. See, I did it again. Damn. Yeah. What's up, Connie Harge? What it do, Jeremiah? Nina, Jinx Rim, what's up? Elizabeth? I say Elizabeth. Elizabeth. Island Cheek. What's up, Island Cheek? John Miller. The judge gonna give Puffy the max. Now, this judge is slick. This judge is sneaky. He ain't gonna give him the max. He's not gonna give him the max, but he is gonna give him some time. This judge is sneaky. He part of the system. He was put in place to maintain the status quo. believe that. I do believe he was put in place to maintain the status quo. I do not believe that he's going to really give Diddy any relief. And if it was up to him, he would have convicted Diddy on all counts. This judge is just playing the game. Better be lucky I wasn't the judge. I'd be sitting up there. They would have been trying to poll me. They would have been trying to like get my attention. I would have been in there doing this here. Your Honor, can we approach the bench? Your Honor, can we may we approach the bench? Your Honor, yeah. What's up, man? Did you hear anything we said? Okay, what you say, man? Just tell me what you said. You ain't got to go all that trying to seem like I'm slow or something. Just tell me what you said. All right, say it again then. Shit, you ain't going nowhere. They start back testimony. They be talking. Objection. Your Honor, how do you rule? How will you rule? How I rule on what? I said objection. Objection what? Objection to what? What are you objecting to now, man? Damn, that's all y'all do is object. Damn. Got to object. You just be saying objection just to be saying objection. I hit him with that one, fam, or I hit him with the Your Honor, we have a video of Cassie and Diddy. We have the video that CNN produces, the raw footage of the Diddy beating on Cassie at the Intercontinental Hotel in Los Angeles. Irrelevant. Judge, we'd like to present a motion. We have a motion to include this, admit evidence. No, man, I'm not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. That's irrelevant. Now, are you charging him with domestic abuse, or are you charging him with RICO? Which one you want? Pick one. All right, it's gonna be RICO. Okay, domestic abuse ain't got no place here. Run that down the street. Run it down the street. All right, let's get to the nitty gritty. And I might even tell Puffy directly, say, man, why you had to hit that girl like that? Why you do that girl like that? You know? Yeah, that was whack, man. You know, that was weak. That was really weak. Yeah, you need to ask whooping for that, you know. But that ain't what we're here for. That ain't what we're here for. You know, this is what we got in front of. This is what's in front of me, and this is what we're dealing with. So, I got to be fair and impartial. So, I'm gonna listen to this evidence, and you know, if the evidence comes out and that proves that you was involved in RICO, cool. If not, cool. Man, by that second week, I would have been telling the prosecutor, say, man, y'all been up here 2 weeks talking about domestic abuse. What the hell does this got to do with this damn RICO? As far as I know, I don't even remember the government ever using RICO to talk about I don't remember the government ever using domestic violence to build a RICO case. I don't ever remember anything like that. Maybe y'all know, but I don't. I never heard of it. Andrew Collins says, I told you he wasn't getting out. And I told you if he don't get out today, he gonna get out tomorrow. And if he don't get out tomorrow, he gonna get out next month. And if he don't get out next month, he's gonna get out next year. In fact, let me back up. Diddy is gonna be out of jail before the end of this year. Point blank, period. He ain't doing 5 years, he ain't doing 3 years, he's definitely not doing 10 or 20. Not gonna happen. Oh, I ain't got all the answers, but I got some of them. I got some of the answers. Taylor Nubia says, who cares? Usually the person who says who cares, that's who cares. Because if you didn't care, you wouldn't waste any energy on it. You wouldn't say anything. I don't waste energy on things that I don't care about. I don't even go to people's channel and listen to people I don't like. I'm not a pain freak. I don't follow them. I don't listen to them. They're irrelevant to me. I truly don't care. I don't go online and jump in the comments when people are talking about something that I'm not interested in. I never waste time hopping into the comments saying, who cares? Black Eye say, Willie D about to cry in the car. I ain't gonna say a man shouldn't cry, but if I cried, it ain't gonna be because some dude went to jail. Hell, I ain't never cried when I went to jail. I know damn well I'm not gonna cry because somebody else went to jail. I know that for a fact. Got me one. The block party has officially started. Who else want to get blocked, man? I keep telling y'all, man, don't come over here with all that crazy talking. You can come over here, man. We ain't got to agree, you ain't got to like me. None of that. Yeah, you can actually come over here. You ain't got to like me, but you will respect me. You're not going to be able to come to my platform and talk crazy and reckless. You can go over there to one of them other platforms. YouTube got 51 million channels. Find one that suits you. If you don't like this one, go somewhere else immediately. I don't need you. We don't need you. I don't care about you. Really, I don't. I don't care nothing about you, your mama, your daddy, none of y'all. Go, scat, skit, get. What's up, Faith? T Lady. Nita, what's up? 12 threes. Huh. Mike Brown. Leon Gardner, what's up? Charlene Evans. Charlene said Trump would be in New York on July 10th to meet with the judge. Trump ain't got to go somewhere to meet with them. Man, Trump got all these folks in their hands, in his palm of his hands. But Trump don't have to meet with anybody. He can just stroke that pen. All he got to do is, and Diddy gone, just like that. Diddy free. I wouldn't be surprised if Diddy was let free, cut loose, before he was sentenced. But it would be interesting because Trump might want to see the whole thing play out first so that he can say exactly what he saved Diddy from. I want to see. Let's play this. Let's let this thing play all the way out. Let him get his time, and then I'll come soon. So when he get his time and he know for certain he facing real time, then he'll come in and play the hero. All right, pardon. And if you think Trump ain't gonna pardon Diddy, you smoking something. Because Kodak Black had zero relationship with Trump. A zero relationship with Trump, and he pardoned him. What's up, Hawk? Hawk. Cassandra B. So many people disappointed that Diddy wasn't found guilty on all charges. It wasn't enough that he's still facing 20 years in prison. It wasn't enough that he's still facing up to 20 years in prison. A lot of these people that's wishing bad on him like that, a lot of these people purport to be good people and Christians and all that kind of stuff. What happened to forgiveness? That forgiveness y'all always quick to ish out. You know, I know a lot of people that want to see Diddy go down. They are quick. I mean, they are super quick to forgive others. Yeah. I'm not even saying Diddy deserve forgiveness. I'm saying be consistent. Be consistent. Queen T Peace, Antonio, Asia Toure. What's up, DM? Melanie B.E. Yeah. Ray, what's up? Time for Tamika. Says, stop making it about Christians. Tamika, now that's the wrong kind of language to come over here with. You can't, don't come over here trying to tell me what to do now and how to talk. Stop making it about Christians. Tell me to stop doing this, stop. Yeah, that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Like, you saying stop ain't gonna make me stop. It's gonna make me smash the gas. I said Christians because many Christians are. If it don't apply, let it fly. But I said Christians because many people who call themselves Christians like to, they'll tell you in a heartbeat, don't judge. They say, don't judge. Many people who purport to be Christians, think they got a good heart. They're good, forgiving people. They always talk about forgiveness. Forgiveness is not for the other person. The forgiveness is for you. But, for somehow, some kind of way, when it came to R. Kelly, when it come to Diddy, oh man, it's different for me. What I'm saying, this is what I'm trying to say, fam. I ain't trying to say it, I'm saying it. What trips me out is the inconsistency, the hypocrisy. I'm saying, if you're going to be that way, fine, but be that way all the time. Be consistent with your convictions. If you are going to wish the worst on R. Kelly, the worst on Bill Cosby, the worst on Diddy, then when other people find themselves in similar jams, you should have that same energy. And many people don't. That's all I'm saying. When I see so many people wishing so much bad on a brother, it makes me start pulling for him even when I'm indifferent. Especially when I see people who I consider to be part of the mainstream, people that have mainstream views who kind of like go along to get along, as my man Kwame Brown would say. I go against what they stand for. I go against that. I'm gonna always be opposite of the main. Yeah, the lamestream. I'm gonna always be opposite. Because the mainstream loves the status quo. The mainstream is all about status quo. The mainstream, you know what status quo involves? Status quo involves keeping you in your place, making sure you know your place. Yeah. Big G, what up? Can you do this? Can you do this? Can you do this? I like that. Can you do this? Melly Prophetic Jones Red Bethel. What's up? Mickey made it. Willow. Bruce M2. Yeah, Trump got bond. Trump got bond, and Trump had some of the worst charges ever by anybody. 34 counts. Not 5, 34. Even when he was convicted, he didn't just receive a bond. He was allowed to run for president. Not only was he allowed to run for president, he was allowed to be rewarded the presidency and serve. So this is why when the homie Nelly says he respects the office, people get turned off. Because we got a guy in the office who don't even respect the office. What's up, Cara? Rob 1. Sharita Mitchell, what's up? BJ Sexy Boy. I just scratched myself. Who is that? Seaside. What's up, Seaside? Oak Cliff. Miss Mitchell. Sherlyn Sorensen. What's up? Shelly. Nakia Bryant. What's up, Stephen Wren? Kip Keno. Darnell Jones. Eddie Walters Jr. Mina Monet, what's up? Turn that cap lock off, Mina. Joy and peace. What do I use on my skin? I use olive oil. Olive oil every day for years. It works. All of that other stuff is too harsh. You know, all that lotion and all that kind of stuff. That stuff is too harsh for your skin. So, yeah, I use olive oil. I meant coconut oil. I'm talking about olive oil. Coconut oil. Pimp Nasty Rock. K Sims, what's up? Warriors for Life. Nakia Bryant. Red-handed. Who is that? Jabron Thompson? Yeah. Yeah, that coconut oil works. Fleetwood, what up? Babes. Native Son, Marco Lastraps. Is that Lastraps? Marco Lastraps. What's up, Eric Meeks? Justin Durham. Super Zeke. Anthony Walker. Jeff, what's up, Jeff? 716. APL. So who is going to be the successor? I don't think anybody want to be the successor right now. I don't think that anybody is looking to throw a big Hollywood party. But you know what? There's always somebody. I take that back. There's always somebody who wants to take your spot. So there's somebody out there who wants to be known as the party person. You know, the guy with the dopest party in Hollywood. Let me see, who could that be besides me? See, I don't throw Hollywood parties. When I throw a party, I throw private parties, like really private. And I know I got my parties be the dopest of all. We don't do all that freaky stuff. We just have a good time, you know, just a really good time, good food, good drinks, good people, good atmosphere. No drama. I mean, zero. Drama is like zero. But yeah, I put my parties up against a whole lot of people's parties because it's really it's not necessarily about what a person does for a living. It's more about the person and the energy they bring. See, that's what really makes a good party, the energy. Because I've been to Hollywood parties where it was boring. You walk in there, yeah, you see famous people everywhere, but sometimes those type of parties can be the worst parties because, sometimes, uh, Hollywood type folks are standoffish, and they're off to themselves, and you know, everybody you gotta be introduced to this, introduced to that. People can't be themselves. Sometimes people are off to themselves in sections and all that kind of stuff. But it also depends on the kind of Hollywood party you go to. If you go to a Hollywood party where um, you take away the sections and it's more like uh, everybody, you have more standing room than you have sections. Now, and you don't have all of that, the stanchions everywhere, then people are more uh, likely to mix and be more free to stand, to walk around. Um, but yeah, some of those parties, man, they just people just be standing around and scared to speak. The coolest Hollywood party to go to, I think, is like when you go to a house party where you know where the person who's throwing the party is a super cool, down to earth person, right? Because that person can facilitate, the excitement. They can facilitate the entertainment, and their energy kind of is just their energy kind of rolls off on everybody else, and everybody just tend to have a better time because they know how to, bring people together, the right type of people together. So uh, I know how to do that when I throw a party. Yeah, I know how to do that. I've been some of these. Now, all of these Hollywood parties ain't created equal, fam. Like some of these Hollywood parties are whack. It's super whack. Super whack. What's up, Jalen Kennedy? Another thing too about these parties, right? Uh, Typically, I do not typically go to house parties, especially uh, inviting Hollywood type people to my crib, because if you look at some of these parties, a lot of these parties, people who date in Hollywood, when they break up, the same people in their house who was in their house is now dating their spouse, is now with their spouse. It happens all the time. So, you kind of you gotta protect your space, whether you're in Hollywood or not, you really gotta protect your space. Some people do too much partying and have people around them all the time. They just do way too much partying, all that couples retreat stuff. And I don't do nah, man. Y'all can go do all that. I'm cool. I'm cool. Okay, let's see. Uh, let's see. When is Diddy sentencing? So Diddy's sentencing is not scheduled until October 3rd. Damn. They're trying to ride it out. They're trying to make sure he spent an entire year in prison. That's what that's about, y'all. That's what that's about. He got to wait 3 more months. Let's see, when was he arrested? Let's see. I know he was arrested in September. Okay, here's the arrest timeline. Lawsuits that was filed against Combs prior to the raid. Combs has denied all allegations individually through statements, and the full indictment unsealed on September 17th. Sean Combs, aka Puff Daddy, aka P. Diddy, aka Diddy, aka PD, aka Love. It's supposed to say Brother Love. Sean Diddy Combs was arrested on September 16th by Homeland Security investigators at Park Hyatt Hotel in New York City following a grand jury indictment. He faced federal charges including sex trafficking, racketeering, and transportation for prostitution. After a 7-week trial in 2025, Diddy was acquitted of the more serious charges of sex trafficking and racketeering. However, he was convicted on 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution, a felony. The charges stem from allegations that he organized and facilitated sex encounters involving his ex-girlfriends and male strippers or male sex workers. So they're going to hold Diddy for 3 more months. They arrest Diddy, but they gave Hugh Hefner a pass. Hugh Hefner went all the way to his grave, never once serving a day in prison for his role in interstate commerce, for his role in trafficking young girls, allegedly. Having young girls sleeping at his house, underage girls who allegedly had sex in his house. But Hugh Hefner gets a pass because of his status as a cultural icon and the way his actions were normalized by society, especially in the context of the Playboy brand. So they frame Diddy's lifestyle in the context of a demon, you know, a monster, a man who used his money and power to harm people. But Hugh Hefner's lifestyle was framed as an expression of wealth and power. An expression of wealth and power. Youthfulness. The Playboy Mansion. So much love in the air. Sexy women. This is a celebration of women. Hey man, I couldn't say that Diddy, I couldn't say that Hugh Hefner didn't get arrested or charged because he was white, because they told me to not say it. They told me that I make it about race. I can't make it about race. So if you're gonna make it about race, you're on your own. But I can't say nothing about race. I cannot make that connection. Even if it's true, and I'm not saying it's true, I can't say anything about a race because it offends people. And I have to be silent so that they can be comfortable. So, you know, I'm just saying, you know, I was gonna say something about race, but I said, no, if I say something about a race, they are going to unfollow me. And that is going to hurt my feelings, and I'm going to lose sleep, and I am not going to be whole. I would be deeply hurt by that. And it's just a bad thing to happen. So I don't want to have to go through all of that. So if you want to say something like that, you're free to say it, but you can only say it a maximum of one time, because then they're going to say that the people who follow me are racist. So if you're going to say it, leave your comment around 4:00 a.m. Central Standard Time, when most people in the United States are sleeping. You know, around 4 a.m. Central Standard Time, that's 2 a.m. West Coast time, that's 5 a.m. Eastern. And do it on a weekday. Do it on a weekday, because, you know, people stay up late on the weekends. But yeah, I cannot say it. I cannot say that the reason why Hugh Hefner was never arrested, why he was allowed to have a magazine with women naked, busting it wide open, that you could see their insides from the front and the back. You could also see penetration at one point. But he's getting these girls from these little mid-American towns and turning them out These girls was ending up on drugs and strung out. They don't talk about the number of girls who committed suicide after doing Playboy. Going to the mansion, getting ran up in. All of that. Oh, they don't talk about that. They made Hugh Hefner a cultural icon. The Playboy Mansion hosted presidents and congressmen and women and state reps and ball players and actors and entertainers and entrepreneurs and, just anybody. I mean, it was a coveted invite to go to the Playboy Mansion. And he never was once charged with essaying, violating a woman in any kind of way. And he went through way more women than Diddy could ever imagine. According to these freak-off reports, Diddy typically was with one woman. Typically. This dude dealt with he flipped thousands of women. They were so good at their messaging that you would have celebrity women who would do Playboy and call it tasteful. If I'm going to do something like that, I'm going to do it for Playboy because Playboy is tasteful. It's classy. No, Playboy was porn. Playboy was trash just like all of the other magazines. But Playboy had a hell of a PR team. And certain people bought into it that way. If it's Playboy, that's next level. And they gave you $100,000. How many of those celebrity women who did Playboy after they fell off would have did Playboy if they wasn't offered $100,000? Again, we getting down to the money. You come all the way back to the money. All the way back to the money. Yeah, Larry Flynn was Hugh Hefner's nemesis. Larry Flynn, because he looked, now that I think about it, Larry Flynn had a Harvey Weinstein thing about him. Larry Flynn was considered the trashy dude, Larry Flynn was like the hustler, like, I'm doing hustler and I'm gonna do penetration. I'm gonna let y'all see it run up. I'm gonna let you see it. Wide open, I'm gonna let you see it. Whereas Playboy, would show the simulating sex and they'd show them that they going in, but they wouldn't show you the entry part. So I hear. Excel says, Willie be watching too many documentaries. You can never watch too many documentaries. Documentaries are educational, or at least most of them are. Well, all of them are. Even if it's not even well put together, you're typically going to learn something in a documentary that you didn't know. I find documentaries to be very entertaining. It's one of my favorite forms of programming. And Playboy Hefner says clean parties, fun too. Real one, what's up? Sonny Warner. A better question is, would you let your daughter work for Diddy? How about that? My daughter wouldn't have to work for Diddy. Bobby's Law says he's only looking at 15 to 21 months and can't get a bond. Right, right. They want to feel like, okay, they know they ain't got no case. They know they ain't got nothing. But they want to feel like they punished him in some kind of way because, you know, there's people out there who just don't like Diddy. They just don't like him, so they want to see him do something. So they like, well, you know what? We got to make sure you do at least a year. And so we're going to pass this sentence down on him, and we're not going to give him the max, but we're going to pass this sentence. I suspect that October 3rd is going to represent time served. Time served or a suspended sentence. And he'll be let go. If not, it ain't going to matter one way or the other because he's not going to go into the new year. Madam Soul Food, what's up? He did play him. He played in his face, didn't he? He asked Diddy, the judge told Diddy, I'm assuming you don't want to go back to MD, what is it? What's it called? MD, the detention center, you know, in Brooklyn, right? He said, I'm assuming you don't want to go back. So that gave Diddy some hope. But then he came back and he stuck it to him. MDC, yeah. MDC Brooklyn. So the judge gave him a little hope and then stuck it to him. The judge was playing in his face. Cherokee say Larry Flint was sleazy. So Larry Flint was sleazy, but Hugh Hefner wasn't. They was doing the same thing. Got me one. Got me one. Got me one. Another block. Yeah. The block party is officially open. Got him. Optimistic James says, no more Diddy going home. I was ready to apologize for them. Now I can't. It is Diddy going home. Like I said, if he don't go, I told y'all this, fam. I said, if he don't go home, I started on Monday. The Diddy going home, what do you call it? The Diddy going home anthem started. The Diddy going home chant started Monday. And it continues until he goes home. I said if he didn't go home today, I'm gonna do it again tomorrow. I'm gonna do it again the next day. The next day, eventually, he's gonna go home, and I'm gonna do it when he go home. The Truth Enterprise, Carl Foster, TJ, what's up? Super Zeke said I'm about to be waiting 10 years. That ain't gonna happen, bro. That's not gonna happen. Orlando Strong, it's not gonna happen. No way possible. No way possible. No way possible Diddy's gonna do 10 years or 5 years, 3, none of that. He ain't doing none of that. He really not supposed to be in jail at all, period. Point blank, period. He really not supposed to be in at all. Got another one. Got another one. Come back here, you uncivilized mutt. The block party is open. It has officially started. Damn, hold on. I got me a block somewhere. I got me a block coming up. I like when I'm looking for them to block them, and they're not sure if they're the ones that's getting blocked for being an uncivilized mutt. Yeah, I'm gonna find you. I got you. I got you. Here we go. Maybe China must have already blocked him. Must have already got blocked. Damn, I wanted to get that block in. Damn. I could have got the block in, but I didn't want to announce the person's name because I don't give them no type of action. I don't acknowledge him in no way, shape, or form. I deal with them like the daddies deal with them who walked out on them. I don't give them no action. Total disrespect, man. Okay, here it comes. I'm about to see now. I'm about to see now. Having trouble getting to this fool. Let me see. Oh, I'm gonna get him. Even if I have to end the live and come back, I'm gonna block this junk. I'm blocking this junk. I got a policy, fam. I do not say the person's name that I'm blocking unless I say it after I block them. I do not acknowledge them at all. Where's that sucker? There that sucker go. Got him. Boom. Got his ass. Get your uncivilized mutt ass out of here. Boom. That was satisfying. That was one of the longest ones I had to look at. I had to look for that one. Typically, I find them like that. That took me that was at least 3 minutes, 4 minutes of searching. Yeah. Got to be persistent. Fried chicken ain't hard to get in prison. They got fried chicken days, and then when you got money, you can eat what you want to eat. Really. You can eat what you want to eat when you got money. When I used to eat Popeyes chicken, man, I used to have Popeyes chicken coming up in that jailhouse every day. Well, almost every day. You know, that fried chicken, it's hard to beat the smell of that fried chicken, man. You know, it's just something about that fried chicken when they come into that jail. They coming out they come into the common area with that fried chicken. It just, no matter what else is going on, man, that fried chicken just take over. You smell it. And what I used to do, I would typically like eat about 4 or 5 pieces for myself, and I would get a rest to the other guys, you know, so I would always get a box of it. I would get a box, always. Like a 20-piece, 25-piece, 30-piece, something like that. And then I would just let the guys have the rest, you know. Usually I would make sure my buddy, whoever I was rocking with the most in there, I would make sure my buddy got his, and then, you know, then everybody else have at it. But yeah, when you got money, man, you can get what you want to get in prison. You can get anything except freedom, man. If you want some freedom, you're going to have to be a little bit more creative. But everything else, man, you can buy it. Whatever it is, you can buy it. You can get it. I mean, anything. Shit, you in prison, man, you got the money, man, you can get a pair of roller skates. A lawnmower. You know, you're going to say, look, man, I got your lawnmower. It's outside over by the wreck, but that's your lawnmower now, you know. I already told the yard man, you know, don't use it. You know what I'm talking about? That's your lawnmower, you know. I got you, baby. You need anything else, just let me know. Did Diddy get denied bail? Yeah, he got denied bail. Yeah, man, Diddy got denied bail. Hey, man, but hey, you know, look on the bright side, right? Diddy ain't finna do life in prison. And it's people out there who got it a whole lot worse than Diddy. I mean, it's some dudes out there got it way worse than Diddy. They ain't never coming home. There's some dudes out there got 160 years. Some dudes got 800 years. I saw one time where some dude had 1,000 years. If he died, if he believed in reincarnation, if he was a cat being reincarnated, he would not have enough lives to do that time. So yeah, he was found not guilty on the more serious charges. That's a victory. That's a victory. No RICO. That's a victory. He was facing 15 to life. And the charges that they convicted him on are weak. They basically convicted him on, they basically convicted him on paying for some sex. So anybody who's ever had sex, anybody who's ever been flown, who's ever been flued out, flued in, anybody who's ever been flued out or flued in and got a meal out of the deal, you don't even have to have had sex with the person. And you could be found guilty of, what's the exact charge? Let me see. They call the charge. The exact charge is transportation to engage in prostitution. You can be found guilty of transportation to engage in prostitution. The only charges they got him for are the charges where he was having sex with the women that was in his life. They paid for some dues, according to the feds. They paid to have sex with some dudes. So what they're saying is, even if they didn't have sex with the dudes, even if they didn't pay the dudes, they can interpret it as they intended to have sex and intended to pay the dues. So they got him for that. You got to watch who you lay down with, who you lay next to. This is why you cannot be choosing people based on what they look like. You really got to go in deeper and check out the content of a person's character. I'm not saying Diddy's an angel, but I am saying Cassie is not one. I am saying that he should have known better than to bring her in that close. Dude, you lose them like you get them. So he should have known better. That Jane chick, he should have known better. Any chick that wants you to sign a contract to give her $10,000 a month, even if sex wasn't involved, what kind of chick is that? You got to think more of yourself than to allow yourself to be played like that. It ain't really about the money, it's the principle. Whether it's $10,000 or $100 a month, $1,000 a month. No matter how much money you got, even if you're worth 100 million, 100 billion, it's the principle. Don't you care enough about yourself to not allow somebody to look at you that way and think of you that way? As a lick? That's where he first went wrong. That's my time, fam. I appreciate y'all joining the live. Until next time, enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. Maybe I'll do a video with the judge. What y'all think? Y'all think the judge will talk to me? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.